Guten Tag. I'm going to share with you today some important things that you will need to know if you ever go to the country of Germany. There are three things that the average vacationer should try to take in while they vacation there. Firstly, the food is first rate, though some of it may be a little strange to the average American's tastes. Second, one should always be aware of the variety of accommodations available for the duration of their stay, as there are many kinds to select from. And third, what is the use of vacationing in a country like Germany if you don't take full advantage of the culture and the plethora of activities that are readily available to indulge in? The first point that I'm going to cover is the most important one in my opinion, and maybe it's my stomach's opinion and not mine, but the wide array of cuisine is not like the food that you get packaged and delivered to you in most American restaurants, but rather they have a culture and tradition all their own. They have bretzels, a large pretzel-shaped bread that is dipped in sea salt and often eaten with beer. They have curried sausages, which are a kind of currywurst sausage eaten in Berlin and the surrounding region. This sausage is sprinkled with curry powder and eaten with a spicy curry sauce, and is the local favorite in the area. The Germans are also renowned for their wide variety of bread, and it would take a person almost an entire year to try all the different varieties that they have, of which there are almost 300. One fact that isn't well known is that the Germans love paprika, and it's not just the spice, they love the vegetable too, the one that we call green pepper or capsicum. You'll be hard-pressed to find a bag of potato chips in Germany that doesn't have paprika on the ingredient list. One of the most raved about specialties in the ritzier areas of the West is Flammkuchen. This is a thin pizza-type flan traditionally topped with bacon and cream and is often served with the region's Kolsch beer. And speaking of beer, I saved the last culinary delight for last on this first point. One would be remiss if they visited the country and didn't try some of the beer for which Germany has earned accolades from around the world. If you visit during October, then you should make it a point to attend the Oktoberfest in Munich, Bavaria, perhaps the best-known beer festival in the world. Beer is actually considered an official food in Bayern, where the normal size of a beer glass is a full 1 liter. Bavaria also has the oldest brewery in Germany still in operation, funded in 1040 by the Benedictine monks in Freising. It is possibly the oldest brewery still in operation today in the world. Germany is the cheapest place in Europe to buy beer, but is perhaps the most difficult in which to make a choice, as there are over 1,500 different kinds of beer in this country. The dark beers are rich and creamy and come highly recommended. It is the perfect cool drink after a long evening stroll. One thing that is helpful to know when ordering beer is that you should show only the finger you mean to show when ordering one, because a thumb would mean 1 beer, and a pointing finger means 2 beers. So be sure you know which one you want when you're ordering. The second thing to know when visiting Germany are the kinds of accommodations that they offer for your stay. They have pensions, which are often family-run and offer a bed and breakfast. This sort of accommodation is slightly less formal than a hotel and generally has a nice homey touch to them. Then there are Gasthofs, which are more traditional inns with a restaurant and can range from low-cost, modest accommodation to luxury inns with all the modern amenities that one would need, and even some of the ones that you might not need. Another location that you may consider to stay in, depending on the nature of your stay, would be either an average hostel or a youth hostel. Both are plentiful and convenient in Germany and offer budget accommodations to backpackers and group travelers alike. They are like the Motel 6 of Germany in that they are everywhere. These are usually family-run farm estates, offering accommodations to tourists and non-tourists alike. Agritourism has become increasingly popular in Germany, and it is a low cost, which makes it ideal for families and children on vacation. If you don't plan on traveling much across the country but would rather stay in one area, such as a large city, then stick to more traditional types of lodging such as hotels and business coventries, as both can be found with relative ease. The third point I would like to cover may be the most obvious thing for a vacationer to know about, but for those of you that don't know and you may end up visiting the country, this point is for you. That point is be sure to take in the multitude of fun things to do while you're in Germany, aside from eating and drinking awesome things and staying in the exciting new places that you'll be in. One would be hard-pressed to become bored while you're in Germany and on vacation. Indeed, they would actually have a much harder time fitting in all the fun things to do in the amount of time that they're there. Tourism has been expanding in Germany since the end of the Second World War, and following reunification, the capital, Berlin, has become increasingly popular with visitors. Germany is a country of diverse landscapes stretching from the Alps in the south to the Baltic coast, with over 10,000 towns and cities in between, each with its own charm and character. With theme parks, landmarks, inland waterways, bustling cities, and beaches to the north, as well as mountains to the south, Germany has locations to suit all types of seasonal tourism. The hunting, fishing, skiing, and sailing attract people from all over the world. Recently, spa towns have attracted a significant number of people interested in tourism there. One of the long-standing traditions of German culture is to take the baths. Many cities have their own baths, and there are towns everywhere with the prefix Bad, meaning bath. They are usually natural mineral baths and have alleged curative powers, or at least health-enhancing properties. While certain days or times of the day may be set aside for a certain gender, the majority of the time these baths are co-ed. The castles are also one of the main attractions of the country, and everyone wants to see the fairy tale castle of Neuschwanstein that Walt Disney copied, or the romantic ruins of the Heidelberg Castle described in the German song Edelweiss. Many of these castles were built and renovated in the 18th and 19th century, but some of the older ones date all the way back to the 11th and 14th centuries. Also, backpacking and hiking are top-notch, and the mountaineering offered in Germany are second to none, as they have a booming tourism industry built around these activities. If one is inclined to be outdoors and experience the great wonder that nature has to offer, then one may take a camping trip in the Black Forest. Or if they want to conquer a rugged stretch of mountainous terrain, the Alps couldn't be a better suited place to indulge such an endeavor. In conclusion, no matter what your intent or motivation for visiting Germany may be, there would undoubtedly be plenty of fun activities to partake in, as well as a multitude of exotic locales in which to stay. The cuisine and the beverages there are excellent, and one couldn't ask for a richer cultural experience to delve into. There are things to do no matter what your preferences may be. If you feel like relaxing, you can visit the novelty shops and the restaurants in any of the towns before retiring to one of the bathhouses that I mentioned before, or just taking in some polka music. For the adventurer, opportunities abound with the availability of many exciting outdoor activities like skiing, mountaineering, and camping. So no matter what your particular hobbies may be, I'm sure that they can be indulged in the land of beer and brats.